to try and do today is try and cover, try and cover the scimitar form. Okay, but at the end of the day, you're not going to walk out the door and think, well, I don't remember a bloody thing. All right, and I said earlier on today, I've done workshops before. You go to this workshop, you go to their workshop, you get in the workshop and think, gee, I just paid a couple $100. I can't remember the bloody thing. Because they've tried to cover so much stuff to try to make you, oh wow, that's good, oh this is good, oh, that's a real good technique, and that's a good one, and you think, geez, I just waste all my money. The effort we'll put in today will be that at the end of the day, if you can just learn to do one thing, that's enough that's going to carry on through. Now, we've already spent a bit of time over here going through certain things because there's so much to cover, and that's why I'm Master Kevin and Andrew and Raphael that are going to assist today. And if there's any questions, please ask. If you want to know something or whatever, or you don't quite understand something because you think you get the stuff from a very high level. And as I said, most of the seniors in Hong Kong aren't going to do what we're doing. And to finish before we start, I will say one thing, the Master Choi spent a lot of time with me in Hong Kong. In fact, to the point I almost felt embarrassed with his own students, you know, that he would have to just drop things and boom, just zone in on me. He actually made me, the guys that went over me, I had to do correction on them, so he was making sure that I knew what I was doing, and hopefully, like me, if I can remember one thing from there, that you can expand out. Okay. So just before we start, anyone got any questions at all? Now, scimitar form goes to Chum Kyu, goes to Bilji, goes to Muk John, goes to Bak Chung Jo, and everything. So it is the essence of the martial art, and I dare say Bruce Lee was a good example of that, because he only did scimitar form. But boy, what he did, when he carried on to go and learn, he always employed the principles of the art, whatever art he did. So what I might do is everyone just before, you might want to worry about films like that. It's just everyone's going to just to get your hands like that and just really loose. Now, this doesn't mean say you've got to be a carpenter or anything like that. What we just want to demonstrate here is that how does one know if your stance is correct? The reason why is that some people might just measure your stance and do what I call drop bottom, measure stance out, and people have a tendency to do this sort of thing. They just get it right, and then they just drop it, and then they drop, and then they throw their shoulders back, or they drop their buttocks down. What we're going to prove you today is obviously what's the ultimate posture and stance that you're supposed to be in. This is no good because it's very easy to put him off balance like that. He's got no structure at all. Remember, he's trying to project power forward. His body's already going backwards, he's going to go back. Okay? So I think of banana and pyjamas, or I sort of move around like that, like a vertical person. So if I get the Master Clay to measure stance, I'll put that stick right in the middle of there. I'll put that pole right, say there in the middle of his shoulder. You can grab the spirit level. Put it against the stick and you tell me where the bubble is. Sorry, in the middle of his shoulder, yeah. Sorry. Where's the bubble?
Yes, in the middle.
Where it should be, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. So what we're saying here, just hang on for a second, that central part here of his body, this part here down the centre of his foot, he's in exactly the correct position he should be in. Okay? If he leans back, I'll leave the stick on the bottom. If I follow that and take the middle and we put the spirit level back in that, we all know where the bubble's going to go. Okay? So, this is important. This means say you've got to get home and get the hammer and nails out and all this sort of shit. But it's a good idea, someone, just to get this and just check yourself out where you stand. Okay. So from the very first part of when you measure your stance out, you got your feet together. Just put your feet together, and you bend your knees. You look down, you see your toes. You keep that bend, toe out, measure out. That's it. There should be no more change on the body. Body's actual vertical posture position, except there'll be a small projection on the centre of the body going forward. All right. So, without further ado, thanks, Master Dave. It's well worth it because you do see a lot of people that they're all correct, so they go, and everything's lost. Okay. So you have to be in a position where, I haven't tried this on you, have I? Hand on my hip there. If my hips here like that, got it? Push, that, push, hands up, that I can move from my hip. Okay, so that's showing me if I was back like this, Table, please. And if I'm back like this and I do this, this is what's going to happen because I'm already going back. Okay, so I be in a position, or in other words, tense up. If I want to move in, I can move with my waist. So at the end of the day, centrifugal here, and you've got to think of this like a triangle force going forward. So right, everyone measure your stance out.